All right, everybody. It is none other than your girl, the hit and lover, and I am here with a special edition of Goddess Thoughts. And I got a topic for you guys. This is definitely a follow up topic. This was originally a topic that I had with God King. He's here, but he's going to hop in a little bit. He's still on the road. But this topic is: do black women genuinely and generally hate black men? And it got such a response, I decided to bring it back and add some more people. So on the panel today, I got Mr. Raphael Devon. How you doing?
What's going on? How y'all doing, y'all?
And I got the amazing goddess, Miss Chef Black Rose. How you doing today?
I am wonderful and highly favored.
And I guess we got the king down there in the corner, the God King. I know we can't see him, but just give us a shout out. How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How's everybody else?
Great, great, great.
Copacetic.
All right, and we may have another person hop back in real quick. I'm finna see. Yep, right here. And I am bringing in my city radio, Mr. Sigma Joe. What's up? What's up? How you doing?
Blue Fire, what up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Always got to do the shout out. Always got to do the shout
You already know he gonna represent. Got to.
Definitely. So since this was originally God King's original topic that was brought to me, I want to let him start off and say what spawned you to think or spawned your opinion that black women genuinely hate black men.
Well, my thought process on this was it's like no matter what black men do, we can't seem to get it right in the eyes of our own women. They say we don't protect them, but I've seen them be protected, like by random men that don't even know them. I've seen black men stand up for them. They told us to choose the brick wall, or they would rather choose the bear. And then they told us to seek therapy because they don't want to talk. They rather for us to choose the brick wall. So it's like it really got me thinking, like, where did this hate come from? Like, and is it a general census, or is it like just genuine hate for black men?
Anybody want to jump in?
Well, I'm gonna jump in. Rose Black. I feel like y'all are mixing women and girls.
Mm.
Because at the end of the day, I will be 58 years old this year. I've
Yeah.
never dated outside my race. I love my black men. And y'all have been doing us dirty for a long time. But guess what? We don't never stop. I'm only speaking on my generation. And we 70s, 80s babies, you know. So I feel like I've never stopped loving the black man. It felt like the black man stopped loving us. And then I have 5 brothers. So they're all mama's boys because I'm the only girl. But I just feel like please separate the two type of women and girls that you're talking about. Because I was raised, my father was not the best, but he was a good man. My grandfather was a good man, not the best, but I never seen them with any other race. I never had my mother or my grandmother say, "Oh, I hate this man. He ain't shit. He ain't this. He ain't that." Never heard it. But then we got to go back to, we keep looking at generation after generation. Y'all may be playing basketball with us in high school. We don't grew up with y'all, nurtured y'all, been there. And then as soon as y'all get to college in the NBA or NFL, it's like you don't want a black woman on your arm. You
Mm.
want a white woman or any other race. But 99% of the black women, grown ass women, not these
Man,
whatever these are right now.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say black women hate black men as much as black men hate black women.
Ooh, elaborate.
Yes,
That's
please do. Please do. Please
No,
do.
because at the end of the day, if I don't like you, I don't like you. It ain't whether you black or you white. People either work together or they don't work together.
Right.
It ain't really necessarily an ethnic group, a skin color or whatever, just man and woman. just man and woman. If you work together, you work together. If you don't, you don't. And as far as black women hating black men or vice versa, it's just like worrying about the shit that other people say. If you worry about that, then it affects you and the things you do. If you don't worry about that, then it should not affect you.
Can I tap in with y'all real quick?
Yes.
Go ahead. Yes.
All right. So when I first got this topic, I actually started polling black women and black men about this because I was really confused by the question. I never really thought about it as black women hate black men because from my perspective, they're some of the biggest supporters of us. They're the ones that watch us and hear us and see us every day and go through our frustrations with white people and go and other races and stuff like that. So when I asked, I actually came up with the top 10 reasons of why black women, or what they just answered, right? Maybe not.
All right, give us that top 10. Let's go. Drum roll.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so the top one, the number one reason, or do you want me to start from the other reason?
10. 10.
10.
Start from 10.
Start at 10. Start at 10. All right. So, as y'all said, successful black men have a tendency to date outside of our race. Once we get a bit of money, we start looking at other women. We start going through maybe our featureism and colorism and start calling other women exotic and stuff like that versus our black women. Who have a tendency to say, hey man, you came up, let me come up with you, which I mean is validated, right? So you say black women are better educated than black men. So that's number 9. Black women typically nowadays are getting their bachelors, their masters, their doctorates and PhDs and stuff like that. While we're getting it, but it's not at the same clip. Black men only find certain types of women attractive. We're dealing with light skin. We're talking about featureism. We're talking about texturism from the hair and all that. Or it's a cultural issue. So I talked to an African woman, and she deals with Kenyan men and stuff like that. She also deals with African American men, and she was like, "Well, it's mainly a cultural issue. It's harder for American black woman to submit to an American black man because of our history, and mainly because of what's going on in the media and society, our music, stuff that we're doing on a holistic level. Then we say black women have the highest probability of being a single parent, and that's where it comes into one of the number one reason, but I'm not going to go into that number one reason yet. But that one falls into that category because black women statistically take up 47% of single mothers in America. Now, Now that's 50% of their total population. Let me tell you what the next one is. It's Hispanic women, and Hispanics are at like the 25%, between 20 and 25%. So a little less than half of the next race of women are single mothers, and then when it goes down to Asians, it's like 11% or something like that.
All right.
So we're going way up the ladder of leaving our women with our children to raise by themselves. Some of the women believe, this is number 5, in case y'all not,
I'm writing it down. I got you. I'm on you. I'm with you.
All right, so number 5 is some of the women believe that the people that are coming up with this black women hate black men theory is they're coming from a place of bitterness through their own personal experiences. And I can agree with that to some extent, but where did the bitterness come from? So we have to take a bit of accountability in that sense, because if we're going to look at this and say, well, you bitter. Well, why are you bitter? How did it happen? Like, you didn't become bitter like that. You didn't wake up bitter. You did what you had to do. I mean, something happened for that, you know what I'm saying, that mentality to become a thing. Number 4, we got lack of black leadership. Look, we can have Barack Obama all day long, but I mean, That
Leadership
come
in
on.
the neighborhood.
He went to the
Yeah.
president.
We need to, yeah, we were saying like, come on, bro. We need to be in the
You could have
neighborhood.
said
We need
Nuri Muhammad or
Ernest. We
something.
need Uncle Ernest or Uncle Earl. That's what we need.
We need Uncle
Or
Ernest.
Daddy Johnny. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
we need. We need
Yeah.
Uncle Charlie. We
We
need
need
Uncle
Uncle
Charlie
Charlie.
back.
Uncle Charlie, yeah.
we need a black boys and girls clubs, boys and girls clubs to come back again. You know what I'm
The
saying?
community
Like
That's a good
centers.
one. I
The
forgot about
community
that.
centers.
community centers
Don't
are
worry.
gone.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know?
We
So-
working
I mean,
on it.
even they taking away job
We
corps, they
working
taking away
on
all
it.
those things.
We working on it.
Yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate those that are working on it, and that's what I'm saying. So black leadership is at an all-time low right now.
Ooh, Sigma looking like he itching to say something. He can't even sit still down there.
Hold on.
Oh, come on. We should be close to number one.
All right,
We had
so
number three. We had number three.
number 3 was one of the ones that y'all said, which was black men hate black women. So one of the women said that like she listens to podcasts and she hears black men say black women are ghetto, black women are the most unattractive without makeup and without just in their natural state. Black women just they don't know how to speak, they don't know how to submit, they don't know how to do this.
We ain't getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, so you won't see our real face.
Listen, at the end of the day, y'all, we know that that's not true, but on social
58,
media,
baby, all day. 58, 58 all day.
on social media, on podcasts, on YouTube, wherever you want to see it, there are some black men saying stuff like that. Kevin Samuels and stuff like that, right?
Whatever.
Rest in
Okay.
peace, I guess. Yeah.
And then
Where was they positive woman at?
with all of that being said, number 2 was black women are getting frustrated with black men being lazy, leaving them as single mothers, as we discussed, degrading music, social media takes, choosing other races as wives, and only having kids with our black women. And then the last one is not feeling protected.
That's number one?
That's number one. The number one reason is that black women, from every person that I talked to like 10 women, every last one of them had that as their like in the reason. All the other reasons were like sporadic or whatever, but this was the number one reason that I've come across, is that you're not feeling protected.
You know what's jacked up about that number one reason?
What's up?
What?
I could almost understand why.
Elaborate
Okay.
why you feel
Yeah,
why you
go ahead,
understand.
bro.
Go ahead and elaborate.
Because as a young person growing up, let's just say challenging authority, I have gotten no serious wins. So when it comes to seriously protecting your family, and the people that are supposed to protect and serve are literally allowed to treat you like shit and apologize later, there's no way you really, really can protect your family. I mean, yeah, and maybe that's why chicks is really going with these thugs dudes, because they like, yo, fuck that, all hands out, I'm pulling out. You ain't fucking with my family, I don't give a fuck if I'm going to jail. Now,
Right.
got black men that's like, listen, I'm trying to do the right thing, I'm trying to listen to the law. Oh shit, wait, what do you mean? You get locked up, you spend a whole bunch of money, your family lifestyle done depreciated, and you got to build this back up. Nobody says I'm sorry. So yeah, you could be big, strong, whatever, but if you got this hue of skin, you really can't protect your family when it basically boils down to it. If you do it the right way.
I hear that, and I want to kind of jump in since we talk about number one, first protected, and I tend to notice, and even in some of the conversations I have, when women say not feeling protected, the first thing men think is physically, and I think that protection is definitely not physically. For me personally, it's not physically first, because when I think of a protector, I think of someone who I feel safe in their energy. I feel safe to be myself and let my guard down. I feel safe that I can be vulnerable with that person. I can be who I am. And that's what I think of protective. And I think most men, when they hear the word protective, they think, can you fight for me? Can you protect? And that is a part of it. But I also think that emotional, mental, even the spiritual side, a lot of times gets left out of that protection factor, which is a very, very important part of whether a woman feels safe with a man.
So I'd like to jump back in here now that I'm not driving anymore. Everybody made I'm gonna say some good points.
Okay.
still have this thought process though, because the brother said, I think R talking about all
Right.
the statistics and the numbers and how black women are more educated and all this other stuff. And then like go and get every degree that you possibly can and to better yourself in your living situation. However, black woman, my sister, my mother, my auntie, whatever black woman may be a reflection in your life, don't use that as a way to devalue me as a man or degrade me as a man and put me down because I don't have the same education as you. Maybe having a bachelor's degree wasn't my idea. I'm a diesel mechanic. I make damn good money. You know how many degrees I have? Absolutely none. And I make more money than most people make in 1 week. Like my tool bill costs more than most people's mortgage. But they will use their education and the fact that they get into the bag to demean black men. So that's why I'm thinking, why do you hate us so much? Like we didn't, some of us didn't choose not to go to college. Some of us, it wasn't an option for us. We literally, as black men, always have to pick up the weight of the world on our shoulders, carry the world, shut up, suck it up, be a man. We can't be too emotional. When we show emotion, now we sassy or we a bitch ass nigga. Like we can't do nothing. Y'all say we don't protect y'all. Y'all say y'all want providers. Stop. Let's talk about what a provider actually is because it's more than just money. It goes back to what the hidden lover was saying. It's spiritually, it's mentally, it's emotionally. And when we try to say, hey, baby girl, you're doing that wrong. Now you want to call us controlling. You want to tell us that we got all these other issues we triggered and we traumatized and all this other stuff. And it's like, it don't make sense to me for you to have this kind of animosity toward me when I'm saying, hey, I don't like that dress. Now I'm controlling and insecure because you're going out with your ass hanging out with your friends. But I'm not there to protect you. In the medical field, prevention is cure. I can't protect you if I don't know where you're going. I know other men out here may look at you. I see you. You was fine as hell. But I'm not going with you. You just going with your girls. I can't control the intentions and thoughts of other men while you outside. This a girl's night. I can't control what other men do. So I'm only saying this as a way to protect you, not to soothe my ego or none of the other bullshit. I'm saying it to protect you because I'm not there. The more
Yes.
covered up you are, it's some men, men is horny. They gonna look regardless. If you look good, they gonna look regardless. But all men can't control themselves. When I'm saying, hey, that dress a little bit too tight. That's not me being insecure. That's me protecting you
But just
in
Okay,
because
every way I
you may
possibly
feel that
can.
can I
he's
jump?
being, oh, I'm
Okay,
sorry, I
go.
didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
go ahead. Let me. I'll go after you.
Oh, I hear your point, and I agree with that part of it. But I would say, does that mean she hates you just because a woman may feel you, it may misinterpret your intentions? Does that mean she now hates you?
No, it don't necessarily mean that. However, when we sit and constantly have these childish ass arguments within the black community, I can give a fuck less about what everybody else is doing. I really don't care. When we sit here and have the same conversation on damn near every platform, every podcast has this stupid ass conversation about 50-50. It's always us as a community arguing over it. Like, woman, you was literally doing 100% of this shit by yourself. I offered to take half of this off your plate, and that's a problem. My life ain't set up to just take all your problems away. I still got my own problems to work on. To me, that still feels like some kind of hatred. I get it. You want to be soft. You want to live your best life. So do I. But if we work as a team and take care of these bills 50-50, you get to save, I get to save. We get to build together. But it's always some kind of weird ass argument back and forth about 50-50, and it's the dumbest shit in the world. No, we're not our grandparents. We like it's not set up like that no more. Like y'all, most women, and I'm trying to use this term very lightly. Um, because earlier the lady said that y'all, and she was referring to black men, and it's like black men not doing that. That's boys. Like you want us to separate the two, so let's go ahead and separate the two. So modern day girls, not women, modern day girls, as I like to call them, hybrids. They want modern day
Niggas.
morals. They want modern day morals with traditional values. They're hybrids. They want the best of both worlds, and it don't work like that.
Rose, can you go ahead and jump in? Because I know you had something to say, and I want to
Well,
comment on
well,
that
my
after
thing
that.
is like me saying y'all was not just in general. Y'all got to understand I'm the oldest in this group, so now I was raised a little bit different. Even though I was raised in New York, I still was raised to be a good mother, a good wife, a submissive woman. And guess what? All this came from a single woman. This came from a single parent. I was raised by a single parent. So at the end of the day, when I was married, I'm submissive. I'm a good woman. I don't cheat. I cook clean. Baby, I never have a headache. At the end of the day, it ain't no headaches. You got more than one hoe. It's never gonna be a headache to my husband. So what I basically was saying is that I'm a very successful woman. I have a lot of degrees too. Do I have dated people that even made way more money than me, but when I tell you them have been the worst egotistical, abusive men I've ever met in my life. I've dated 3 or 4 Jaguars. Ridiculous. Now, do I like a hard-working man? I do, but a hard-working man is not ready for a hard-working woman like me. At the end of the day, I never would say I hate my brothers. I want to get married again. You know what I'm saying? I love being married. And when I tell you I love my black men, but black men have showed
I
us
feel you.
time and time and time and time again where you got a good woman at home. Like you said, that protective stuff, 9 times out of 10, I'm 58. I know how to protect myself. Trust me, I'm loaded up in here wherever I go. And at the end of the day, like I said, I am the only girl and I'm the first granddaughter and I got 10 uncles. So I know how to fight. But at the end of the day, we do want to protect her. That's my biggest thing is I want to feel safe. You, to me, like I said, I've dated men that ain't even close to making the money that I make. But guess what? We like these are bills we got. You know what I'm saying? I can pay everything by myself, but at the end of the day, I want a man that don't mind a successful woman because at the end of the day, I'm a submissive woman. Period. It don't matter how much money I make. You're my husband, or we're in a long-term relationship. I'm a submissive woman. So to me, for you guys, for people to use that hate word, that's kind of strong.
Yeah,
That's kind of strong.
if I can chime in real quick. Oh, bro, Sigma, you ain't get a chance to really say
Yeah,
anything.
go ahead, Sigma.
Yeah.
You good? All
Go
right.
ahead.
So I
No,
want
okay.
I
I
want
lost a little bit of what she said because for some reason my sound went really, really low. I'm bringing TB back in real quick because he got jumped off.
Yeah,
But
I said that in the long run, I we I can't speak on other women. I can only speak on me, and I can speak on my sisters. You know, everybody's married right now. I'm the only one that's single. But at the end of the day, I want to protect her, but I want to be vulnerable. But at home, I want to be the little woman. I want to be the wife. I'm not a mother. God bless. You know what I'm saying? But I want to be the little woman at home. If I'm a CEO out in the streets, I want to come home. I want to cook for my man. I want to clean for my man. I want to make sure my man is taken care of. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not a nagger.
Well,
I'm
you're
not.
a
I'm
rare
none of that.
breed.
Nah, I think what's happening is that like today's society, the modern day woman is not really looking at it as they want to be submissive. They're looking
They
at
don't
it
know
as
what it means. They don't know what it
because
means.
they're blurring the lines between, man.
Submissive in slavery.
Right, exactly. So
Thank
being
you.
is actually slavery to them. So we as men are having a hard time, like what he said about being called sassy if we express emotion, or if we have some sort of grief or grievance towards something that y'all doing wrong, like like you're wrong. Like so, like why can't we come to a point where we are having healthy conversations and tough conversations nowadays? Nowadays, it's like if you dating somebody and you do something wrong, like it just don't fit the norm or whatever, you get blocked. You get like it's easy, it's just boom,
Yeah,
you're gone.
I'm gonna say this. The problem, I'm gonna throw this at all of y'all. The problem with y'all people nowadays is that when y'all are with other people and y'all have problems, y'all don't stick it through and work it out.
None of y'all don't. And most of
Now,
the times, we always take our problems to the internet or to that unmarried friend, to
Say
that friend
that
who,
again.
to that,
I do. I do. That's why I say y'all.
we take it straight to the internet. We take it to that unmarried friend. We take it to the person who can't keep a relationship. We take it to the person who always got some turmoil in their life.
yeah,
But can I address something
What's that?
quickly, King?
Mhm.
I like I said, I'm much older, but at the end of the day, I wasn't raised for my brothers to be weak. So it took me a long time. When I seen a man cry, it was because somebody died. It wasn't because a woman hurt him. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't raised in that generation. I was raised in the generation, you a man, you a man. But then I also was raised by a single woman to say, whatever the fuck you need, bitch, go get it. Don't wait on no man. You know what I'm saying? You go get your education, you go do what you need to do. So it's like a double-edged sword when it comes to me. Because one side I was taught how to be strong, independent. Then I was taught to be, okay, what nigga, what you crying for? Did you fall down? Did you break a leg? Did somebody die? You know what I'm saying? So I was raised like, okay, and then I had my grandmother to say, no, you need to be a submissive woman. You need to know how to cook. You need to know how to clean. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I had three different, actually four, because I had a god sister that was a prostitute. She taught me about street life. And I had a god sister that was sanctified, holy, virgin until she got married. So I'm a very rounded woman. But then you have to come together and put them all together and say, what am I really standing for? You know what
Because
I'm
the
saying?
ladies in the street, but the freak in the bed.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's easy to say that though, but we have to figure out how we're going to bridge the gap between this because if the man is the black man in the back in the day, we were supposed to be the hardest ones. We couldn't get the jobs, right? So we had to go out there and do mechanic work and do stuff that's hard labor, right? And then back then it was easier to live. I'm talking about back in the 70s and 80s and stuff like that. You could hold down 10 kid household and stuff like that. But nowadays you can't do barely 1-2 kids. You're like, man, I'm struggling. I don't know what I'm going to do. Problem with it though is that we still have this mentality from the 90s is we like, oh man, everything is still good. You can't leave that woman alone by herself with them kids. You can't do that. Like no matter how frustrated we get, we gotta raise our sons. We as black men have to raise our sons and our daughters. And we have to lead. And what's happening is that black women are feeling as though we're not leaders. This is why we're not protectors.
Okay.
Yeah, there.
I would
I like
say
that.
this.
I like that, Mr. R.
I would say this. And I kind of do feel like I'm gonna touch on a couple of things really quick before I let TB jump back in. But what I would say is this: I feel like there is this traditional and kind of in that submissiveness. Women tend. I feel like there are a lot more women who would be naturally submissive if they feel the man that they were with was a natural leader. And I feel a lot of men nowadays play the role and think that everybody is supposed to naturally submit to them, even though they haven't tried to marry them, they haven't even committed to a relationship, or either they're just not even a good leader. What even qualifies you to lead in this relationship? Also, to go kind of further into what you're saying, it ain't even just about, because there, like you said, 47% of single parent homes are black women. What about the other men in the family? If that man does step out, why? I don't see a lot. I mean, I can
The
look in my own
uncle,
family.
the
I don't see
cousins,
the
yeah,
uncles,
yeah.
the brothers, the
Right.
cousins. Okay, well, that man stepped out. Where is the black leadership? You're like, you know what? Well, since he's not here, I'm going to still make sure my nephew, I'm going to still make sure my cousin, I'm going to still make sure my grandson or
We got our
whatever
own.
it is understands how to be a man. So you know what I'm saying? And so it kind of goes into that. And then it kind of gets in this cycle. I feel like and I feel you when I say I did this because I want us to bridge the gap. It's not to tear it apart and to make it further apart, because I don't feel black men or black women hate each other. I do feel that we have so many differences, and that a divide by social media, by media, and a lot of other people weighing in on our culture that we are still trying to develop, because we didn't even have a culture. Most of us to transplant or were here and it was stripped away, and we're trying to find it. And we have these European ideals of how we should govern our community, and we have to get away from those European ideas and understand it ourselves. And I think
that helps bridge the gap more than anything, instead of trying to say who is this or why is this. If we start looking inside and start healing within our own self and within our own community, that's the only way that we can really kind of end this divide, instead of just kind of this side did this, men do this and they do this, well, women do that. And I really don't think, I think there's a subset of all things where there are some women who hate black men. I believe there are some men who hate black women, but I really feel like all that kind of boils down to daddy issues and self-hate within your own race. And I'm gonna let somebody else speak now.
Okay, so mostly when I came up with this topic, I'll be at work 16 hours a day sometimes. So it's more a think piece than an actual feeling. Because I want people to sit down and have like actual discord and conversations like this. Like, well, why do you think the gap is so crazy? And there is no real connecting, and where can we fix this disconnect? So my brother was talking earlier about submissiveness and how most women, modern day women, hybrids as I call them, they like to equate it to slavery. However, 1,001 podcasts have already said this. I think they call them red pill podcasts. I'm not gonna call nobody's name, but they always talking about how the women will go and submit to every demand of their boss. But when they come home, they argumentative with their husband or their significant other, and it's like, why is that? And it's like, if y'all got to do that much damn arguing, y'all probably should just figure out a way to go y'all separate ways. Because if you don't come to an agreement on something, and y'all just gonna be sitting here arguing and miserable. And now you giving the best years of your life or the best months of your life to somebody that wasted all your time and your energy. That's energy you probably can't. That's energy and time and money you can't get back.
Nope, not at all.
So it's like, why could sit here and continue to argue over the same shit? Number one reason for most divorces, which are most of the time initiated by women, is always finances. Well, he not helping me do this, or he not helping me do that.
Black women,
it's like
cheating,
44% of
cheating.
I was just about to say cheating. I believe cheating.
Cheating and domestic violence
are the number one reasons for
Yes, trust me.
Well, okay. So cheating happens in every race. Domestic violence happens in.
We only talk about the black race.
About us,
we only talking about our race because fuck everybody else. Because we need to fix our issues.
At the end of the day, we hide domestic violence very well. We hide everything.
Yeah. So okay, we're gonna rephrase that. Those are the top three reasons: cheating, domestic violence, and finances. Like, why are we still arguing over finances? If you make $60K and I make $60K, that's $120,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
If we can't get it together at $120,000 a year, something ain't right. Somebody needs to make some budget cuts. Somebody needs to stop paying for hair and nails. Somebody needs to probably stop buying car parts. Somebody probably needs to put the PlayStation down and go find another job.
So, do y'all think that, okay, we were raised to, me and Hidden Love was talking about this the other day, where I'm a teacher, so I work around a lot of other cultures, but they strive to be married. They're still striving to be married. That's their ultimate goal. That's not our ultimate goal no more. At the end of the day, we want to live this Facebook, Instagram, Hollywood, but do you not notice that 99% of them are not married, but they're popping out babies like it's cool?
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that some of this hate or discontent is coming from, a lot of it's coming from social media? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my father wasn't the best father. He didn't take care of us good, but I was a daddy's girl. So at the end of the day, I still... go ahead.
Ladies first.
So I believe that a lot of it is, where is our values? Because Black people still are getting married, but they're not getting married at the rate of other cultures. Mm-hmm. You can be a hellified, you can be I don't judge people's beauty, but you can be the ugliest person, the biggest person, but guess what? In different cultures, they're getting married.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting married. Us, we want Usher, or we want the cutest thug, whatever. You know what I'm saying? In the social media, not me. I want a hard working man that's gonna love and care about me, and we can grow together.
Mhm.
It ain't about the money. I make more than enough money. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
the cheating thing, that's I'm gonna tell you one thing, and then I'll let somebody else speak. You know, my father told me. He said, "Baby, you're a great woman. You're a good woman. You're a fearing woman." He said, "But at the end of the day, most of the dudes that you date are not ready for what you are able to present." We're not talking about financing. We're talking about being submissive. We're talking about coming home to a clean house. We're talking about having a cooked meal. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about, okay, we got money in the bank. So my dad told me, he said, some men just are not ready for some women like you. And I'll sign off on that one.
And I want to just kind of jump in on that. And I do feel like women are typically undervalued when you are submissive, when you are caring, when you are nurturing, when you are supportive, when you are that kind of person naturally. You the men A lot of men take advantage of that because they're not used to it, like you said, they're not ready for it. As well as, I mean, I can speak from my experience, the emotional part of it. You know what I'm saying? I went through emotional domestic violence, among other things. And it was like, no matter what I did everything I thought that a wife was supposed to do, and it still wasn't valued. And even the cheating part, he felt like because his mother forgave his father, then therefore I should just get over it and keep moving on. And I think that's a kind of a perpetuating thought that some black men have, and that comes back from the older generations of what they seen, and if women allowing men to come back and do this and treat them any kind of way, and then they feel that their wife should do that, and then if it doesn't happen, they feel some type of way. And I'm gonna let TB tap in because I think Raphael is got us on the block. Oh, he stepped away.
Well, I want to say things that I know for a fact to be true. At least it's true in my mind. Most people are addicted to toxicity.
Mm,
So, and I know this because I've seen this because I'm a black man with a black mother and black aunties.
mhm,
Y'all have this thing where and this is my belief of why a lot of black women ain't getting married nowadays. Y'all are strong, independent black women, and
I
most
don't
of
like that
y'all,
statement. I hate that
I
statement, but
hate
go ahead.
I hate it too.
I hate it.
Most of y'all are strong, independent black women, and you don't need no man. So when the time comes
Oh,
around for you to find a man, to want to
oh,
need to, when you actually feel like you want a man or you need a man, you've been so trapped in your masculine energy that the only thing you want to do is continue to be the goddamn boss. You want to continue to lead. You as a woman feel like you're a better leader than this man because you have done such and such, and he's only been here. You're here, but he's only been here
is that on a
because
mental
you
state?
become.
Is that a mental state?
That's a mental
Is that
state. That's a financial state. That's an emotional state. Because most time, men, we not we told to suck it the fuck up, and most of the time we just suck it the fuck up, and we like. So a little bit about myself. I'm a veteran. I have PTSD. I have
me too?
suicidal thoughts.
Me too.
I don't tell people what's
Right.
going on in my mind half the time because they're
You
like, "Oh,
can't.
you'll get over
They
it.
don't understand. They don't understand where we've
So
been. I'm a vet,
You'll
so
get over
21
it."
years.
I have a comment from the my live.
Okay,
Um,
let's go. Let's go.
so what Danisha says is that she disagrees that about the providing 100% situation that we were talking about earlier, I guess.
Hmm.
She said there's absolutely nothing wrong with the man that provides 100% financially. Some men can afford it and some can't. She said, I believe the men that can afford it tend to get upset. I'm assuming with the men that, you know what I'm saying, upset with the mindset that, men that can afford to provide 100%, those that can't. It's like it becomes a ego thing. So what are your
So
thoughts
But
on
the,
that?
I'd like to say something. Go ahead,
Hmm.
Queen. I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
let you go
But
ahead.
but but
Ladies
my
first.
thing is, when when we talk about 50-50, grandma had 16 kids. Granddaddy worked, but grandma took care of them kids. Grandma was on that farm. Grandmama was on this. People need to understand, just like when they talk about and they think about the 10%. know what it represents. We have over what how you said flooded what the 50-50 means. At the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, like I said, I'm not bragging, but 99% of the men I've dated, I've made way more money than them. Did I make them feel less of a man? No. At the end of the day, we got to understand what that 50-50 means. Because my thing is, like the king said, he makes good money. So guess what? He might make more money than me. But at the end of the day, I'm still putting 50-50 in this relationship. And I think that people don't understand that. It's not about the money. If he's making more money, and I know what I need to do. I need to make sure this man come home like he said. We are partners. We are working together. We are doing things together. If that's all I can give him is peace, that's that 50-50. And I
Man,
think you know what I'm saying? And I think they get that mix because first of all, I don't need the makeup. I don't because I'm a beautiful goddess anyway. So at the
Come
end of
on
the
now.
day, when we get back to that point where we understand what the 50-50 means, it ain't all about the finance. It's about you coming home to peace. Your food is cooked. I seen a young couple and they was on one of the talk shows. And she said, let me tell you something. If my husband called me and tell me, baby, I only want to be bothered with you when I get home, she said, them kids are bathed. Them kids are fed. Them kids are in that bed. I am in my sexy lingerie because that's what my husband called me to do. And kids are not going to interfere with my sex life or my relationship with my husband because they're going to grow up and they're going to leave. And then where am I going to be if I'm giving them all the attention and I'm not focusing on my relationship? And they going to live their life looking at me and I'm a single, bitter woman.
Bitter,
That's
bitter woman.
better, better.
Hold
yeah,
on.
and see, and that's the thing. See, most of us who have had solid relationships or solid mentors and leaders in our life, whether it be a man or a woman, like we model what we see.
Right.
So when our black children see us arguing and fighting over stupid shit, that's what they're gonna. They think that shit's normal.
Mm-hmm.
They think it's
And
normal for
are you
16 and pregnant is a
are
normal
you
thing now.
thank you are you I'm a high school teacher, trust me, I know. Are you bashing baby daddy? I told somebody my mother never said anything negative about my daddy. I'm the second
Mine
oldest.
neither.
You know, my daddy wasn't providing like because my daddy was in the entertainment world. My daddy was a hustler. My dad. So I knew what my mom was doing. We didn't want nothing for Christmas. We grew up in projects. We didn't want nothing. House immaculate, whatever. So I knew who was taking care of it. But at the end of the day, you know what my mother told him? Because she had 4 kids from my daddy. She said, I will never be the reason your kids hate you. At the end of the day, I know my half brothers and sisters. My stepmother was a wonderful woman to us. She took all of us on the weekends. She didn't have no kids from my daddy at first. Took all 4 of us and my little brother, which made 5. That's not my daddy's child. But at the end of the day, I know my brother, I know my sister. I got a sister down here and a brother down here too. My mother never made it about him. She said, whatever relationship, I will never stop you from seeing your children. Period. You ain't got to bring no
Also,
money in here at the end of the day, but I'm going to let you have the relationship. So later on in life, I'm the only one that was close to my dad. My brothers, no, they with mom. You know what I'm saying? But my mother never did that fucking baby mama drama.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
and
saying? You hurting the kids more than you hurting yourself. So at the
Nah,
end
mhm.
of the day,
I can,
Also to go back to what you were saying, Raphael, about the whole 100%. Like some men don't have a problem with that. Some of us can do it. Some of us can't. But we know a very public case where a man was providing 100% of this woman's lifestyle. And
talk
we
to
all
me.
know the backlash behind that. So having somebody provide for you and take care of your life 100% of the time, it's got its upsides. And because of Diddy and Cassie, we know it also has its downsides. That shit ain't
Uh,
but
all
it
it's
go,
cracked up to be.
but baby,
I
it
get
goes
you,
both
but
ways
Cassie's
because
not a black.
But baby, yeah, it goes both ways because at the end of the day, I had to pay alimony to a nigga for 6 months. And this nigga was a welder, making $30 an hour. So it kind of weighs on a lot of stuff. Yeah, I had
It's
to
a
pay
double-edged
alimony.
Yeah,
sword all the
yeah, it's
time.
a double-edged sword. And I would even
Because
say, I
And
know
they
you
forget
guys.
about Whoopi Goldberg. It's a lot of rich women or even mediocre women Yeah, I had to pay a man child support. I had to pay a man alimony for 6 fucking months, and this nigga can make $30 an hour as a welder.
And I want to kind of chime in. Can you guys hear me? Because I think my mic's going up and
Yes.
down.
We got you.
All
We
right.
can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to chime in too because, kind of back to the 50-50 comment. I really feel like at the end of the day, it's 100-100. And the reason I say that's why I don't like doing the percentages of 50-50 because we have different roles based upon your particular relationship. If one person is making more and can provide more than the other person picks up on that slack, but you still have to give 100%. And like she said, you have to be that piece. And for the other side, men, sometimes you have to be that piece for that woman, or either that emotional, even if it's she just wants to vent and she don't want you to fix it, she just wants you to vent. Sometimes you got to come home from work, get your mind together and give her some time, because if she's a house mom, which is a traditional woman, a housewife, I'm sorry, which is a traditional woman who stays home, and you do all that, you're her outlet. Are you there for that outlet, for that percentage, even if she takes care of everything and vice versa? I think if we all give it 100%, that's the biggest thing. We get caught up in these numbers and it kind of gets drawn into money. And at the end of the day, the money really is not the cause. That's just a factor that we use to justify we don't want to deal with the other bullshit that we like to hide behind. So.
Yeah, and people like to hide behind their bullshit because, like I said before, people are addicted to toxic behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So I got this thing I always say, most people can agree to disagree, but hurt people hurt people. We know that.
Oh, facts. Oh, that's a
Not
motto.
all.
That's
Not
a
all.
motto.
Not all. Not
Bitter
all.
baby mamas fuck over good men.
Okay.
Good men
I'm
fuck
not a
over
baby
good
mama,
women.
so I wouldn't understand. So.
Okay.
My children's
Stay with me now. Stay with me now. Bitter baby mamas fuck over good men. Good men
Yes.
fuck over good baby mamas, and therefore the cycle continues to create itself.
Good man
Every time
fuck over good
somebody get
women.
their heart broken, a new fuck boy is created. And that same fuck boy was a good guy at one point in time. He was a dude that was willing to put up with you and your 4 kids. He was a dude that was willing to take all this stress off your plate. Yet you hurt him somehow. Now he bitter toward all women. And now the cycle continues to repeat itself. Because ain't nobody going to therapy. Ain't nobody talking about real relationship problems. Ain't nobody talking about real relationship goals. As your man, what do you expect from me?
It's taboo in our culture.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you know what?
We've been abused for 400 years, and we still don't want to talk about it. We think something
Mhm.
wrong with it. I'm like you too. God, I'm a vet too. 21 years, 1988 to 2008. I done been in every war conflict. I don't have to step over dead bodies. I'm a cook, so when you know where them dead bodies go, they go in our freezer. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I understand. But the point of it is we have to let it go. But then how far do we have to let it go? Because I've been cheated on for no reason at all. What you cheat for? I do whatever you want. As long as you ain't bringing nobody in that bedroom.
Man,
I'm a
I've been
cook.
there
I'm a
too.
clean.
Yeah,
I'm a
and
cook and
I
a
want.
queen. But my thing is we got to get to the point where we got to stop blaming each other. And and both of us got to take accountability of because all
Oh
our
my goodness.
upbringings,
You stop.
all
You stop now. You stop now. You know damn
Accountability.
well most of your sisters ain't gonna take accountability. They see the word on Facebook, they see the word on Instagram, and they be losing their mind. Like, take accountability.
They
Oh,
can't
he
even spell it.
controlling. He's
Well, I say that goes
abusive.
both ways. That goes both ways. A lot of men don't take accountability either, so that's both sides
See,
of
no,
it.
little boys don't take accountability. Men will
thank
take
you.
accountability. Like, hey,
Okay,
I
I
was
see.
wrong.
Well, women take
I was wrong.
accountability then, if you say
So
it like
when
that.
you say that black women, I'm just gonna put it out here for y'all. So you say that women hate black men, but why do men have to cheat for us to hate them when we're
It's not
giving you
about the
everything?
cheating. It's not about the cheating. I think that as I was describing earlier about the protection part, cheating is also not protecting the woman's feelings, not protecting the mother of the
Sacrificing our
child.
health,
Like, not protecting your health,
Our heart, our
health,
mental state, our
our
spirit, even
health.
your
Hold on.
spirituality, all parts
Cause
of
you
it.
raw
Not even
dogging these
Man,
nasty ass, you
protecting.
raw dogging these nasty
man,
ass women.
And see,
Right.
we can
But you
talk
got
about that from the men's side of it too, because I can do everything and everything under the sun that you've asked me to
and
do.
I agree.
I've been the absolute perfect husband for you. You
Right.
don't have
Right.
to work. You don't have. I cook. I clean. I wash the clothes. I do everything for
Right.
you. You
But
don't
do you
have to
think
do
it's our
nothing.
choice
Like
of
you got the
people?
si-
Is it our choice of people? Because see, you're a good man, I'm a good
man.
woman, he a good man, a good woman. Do you think it's our choices? Because I'm not gonna tell you no lie. I'm an older lady. I date younger men because I like the energy.
Hey,
Older men get on
Not
my older men get on my nerves because you trying to change me, and I may look young, but I'm not young. But I don't fuck with older men because they're nerve wracking and they have no energy.
So
We
you
have
should never
energy.
get. Hold on. So you should never
and,
get
and
into
I,
a situation with trying to change somebody. And I think if,
But a
but
lot of
at the,
people do. But a
hold
lot of
on,
people
hold
go
on.
back
I
to
cause
behind.
and
They're
that's the
not
mindset that
ready.
fucks people up.
They're not ready. They're not
That's the
ready. So
mindset
I
I
that
think
want
they're
to I
fucks
not
want
ready for
people up.
you.
I want to interject something really quick and to say on that to even what you say. Just in my experience over the last 3 years, I would say men who are over 45 to 50 really are completely different than younger men under 45. They have a completely different mindset and they do bring this like they're older or it's always their way in certain things. And I do agree with what she's saying, but I want to ask everybody a question. And that's why I jumped out because we got about 10 minutes
I'm on a
left.
podcast.
Because yes, because I definitely I feel like we made a lot of good points, but I don't necessarily feel like we have kind of come together with any kind of solution or different things. And this is kind of something TB said, and I want to ask everybody this from their point of view: protection and provider. Rose, I want you to talk about what do you think that women want from black men, and then God King and Raphael Devon, I want you to say what do you think women want from men, or what do you think men are supposed to provide for men, or in any of that sense, so that we can kind of get to an understanding because I think we don't talk about these things, we don't express, and men and women are different but similar, and they don't understand a lot of times what the other gender wants or what the other gender really needs. You just go off of what you see
Yeah.
or what may be said instead of what really needed. So I'm gonna actually let one of the guys go first. I'm gonna let Raphael
Okay.
go, then I'm gonna let Rose
I
go,
don't
then
know
I'm
what's
gonna let
fighting
God
her.
King go. Let's go.
I know.
Okay, I got 2 minutes,
Let's
Go
maybe
go.
ahead.
something like that.
I don't
Okay.
know what's fighting her. She took some flea and
As
tick
far
medicine.
as protection wise, I mean I think that's subjective because at the end of the
We're
day,
talking
every
about
woman
why
has a
do black
different
men
reason for what
hate
they
black women
believe
and why do black
protection
women
is.
hate black men?
Um,
Yeah.
it's protection could be something that's physical. It could be protecting their feelings. It could be protecting their children,
Don't
protecting
worry,
their
we gonna start
mindset,
work.
protecting their spirit, taking
I
them to
gotta
church,
talk to you
prayer,
too.
Because we
stuff
got
like that.
Wednesday, Tuesday night.
You know, so like
Rose,
when
can
we
you
talk
mute your
about
mic, please?
protection,
Oh no, sorry. Go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
when you're talking about protection and all of that, like that's what that is. Providing, I think that the providing part, it's all encompassing. Like if I'm to provide for you, like it doesn't have to necessarily be financial. It could be just listening to you when you come home from work and you pissed off about something that's going on, or something going on with your family, or whatever, or something going on with the kids, whatever it is. Just being there as a as a as a placeholder to just listen. And a lot of times we having a hard time with just listening to each other because we dealing with our own stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Men are dealing with stuff too, and it's just black men probably have a really, really tough job with balancing everything out, like learning how to balance it all. So, like, okay, is you telling me that you're frustrated and you're going through your emotions, you're on your period, whatever it is, blah blah blah. Now I have to look at you and say, well, man, my boss just cussed me out and he told me he's gonna fire me today and he had no reason to do that, but other than the fact that I'm black. The cops pulled me over and then I got this going on and my brother's locked up and so we all going through struggles. And you say, well, my son's locked up and I got this. So it's all of this, like, this built up pressure. And eventually we have to learn how to, like, as men, to say, you know what? Let me hold that. Let me hold it right here. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold you right here, and I'm gonna let you know that I'm gonna be your leader, and we're gonna come together and figure out a solution to this problem that we have holistically. that's the protection I think that black men need to provide for black women, is that we need to start being more leaders and showing them that we can be and that we are back where we were in the Egyptian days when we were kings and y'all were queens and all of that. We were rocking gold. We were in Africa. We were doing all the things. Even when we were here as Native Americans, we were doing the things. All right, I only got
All
2
right,
minutes.
Rose.
Yeah.
Chef.
Dealing protection. Like I said, I want to come home and be the little woman. I don't want to worry about me running this 500 fortune company. I want to come home. I want to have a good conversation. I want to have a good meal. I want to make sure that this man is hugging me. This man is telling me he loved me. This man is telling me that I'm beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Because right now we're in competition with everything that's fake. Ain't nothing real. They ain't got no real hair, no real lashes, titties, boobs, or nothing. So when we walk down the street, oh, okay. But then when you find out I got money, it's on a whole nother different level. So for me, I want to feel intimacy. That's my biggest thing, is the intimacy. Being vulnerable. But our black men was taught to be so strong, just like he said, they dealing with this, and this, and this. But you should be able to come home and be vulnerable with your woman. To me, that is a voice of protection. Because at the end of the day, I got you. I've had you for 400 years. When they was raping both of us, not just me, they were raping you too. At the end of the day. Listen to Jim Crow. They underestimated us at the end of the day. So we get back to the power and the love that we had in them 70s and them 60s and them 50s and them 40s, where we still loved each other. No matter what they did to us, we still got married. We still had our own children. We didn't know if they was going to take you for the night or he was going to take me for the night. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I want that vulnerability, but I want that intimacy. And that intimacy is talking about how you feel, talking about what happened to you today. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on the protection and the intimacy. And that's what I've been praying for all my life. Let me be that little woman, but let me be that ear and that vulnerability where you want to lay on my chest and just, even if you want to cry, just cry. Because at the end of the day, it's me and you against the world. That's my form of protection. It's intimacy and being vulnerable.
Okay, TV,
and we're not used to that. Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
Okay. I got a lot to say. We'll have to pick it up for a third part.
oh yeah, we gotta bring this back.
Yeah. Protection. My whole duty, my whole purpose in life has always been to protect people, which is why I'm a veteran. I'm a Marine. I don't know nothing but kill, destroy, kill, fuck shit. Even when it don't make sense to me. What I think needs to happen is one thing we need to do as somehow, some way, even if we just start doing it in small groups around the world, around the country, is, hey, black woman, I'm sorry for all the pain that you went through, but I got your back. Even if you don't know her. Like, I don't know what none of y'all done been through, but I got your back. I'm here.
I know, right?
And I think we need to hear the same thing from black women, because we as men, like, as a black man, I'm always going to fit the description. So I'm always at war with somebody.
Every time.
So both of us need that protection. So when I can't do it, when I don't feel like being the best version of myself and getting up and being a provider, my queen got my back and she say, hey, I got you. I know your back hurt. I know your PTSD done kick your ass today. I got you though. Relax. Because that's where we can fix some of these issues. Is knowing for a fact that we got each other back no matter what. And then the thought process change. Because I don't know this man up here, but if I was to see somebody fucking with this dude, especially one of the others, one of the male sapiens. Oh, best believe I'm busting heads.
Yo, that's the people.
For anybody that look like me, I'm busting heads.
Let's say it
We
again.
we I think we need
Go
that
ahead.
overall. Like it don't matter whether I know you or not. All of us need that protection. We need that provision from each other, saying I got your back. We ain't even got to talk at the end of the day after this. But we got to figure out a way to stand together because as long as we fighting and worried about what everybody else is doing, it's going to continue
They
to be
sticking
discord
together. Why
and
they sticking
division.
together? Why they
Man,
sticking together?
calling you nigga behind your black ass back and smiling in your face, trying to do boots on the ground and flexing their goddamn body, trying to come to the goddamn cookout.
Thank you.
There was so much in that movie Sinners that most people, it went over everybody's head.
That was a good one.
Don't say nothing
Woo.
yet because I haven't seen it yet.
You gotta go see it. It was so
You
much that
definitely
went over
got
everybody's head in that damn movie.
Rose, we gonna go see that
It
shit
was
together.
deep.
Come on, let's we go.
Okay.
We
It
go.
was deep.
Okay.
It was deep.
But we
Anytime
need-
next week. 'Cause I'll be down for
We
a
need
We
to
need
provide
yes.
protection for each other, love for each other, and
Yes,
peace for each other. We already, as a people, are at war with the rest of the fucking world 24/9. Like our war literally never stops.
Hey, bro.
So we got to provide that protection, that love, and that peace to each other. Hey, like I probably talk to the hit and love like every other day. Like, hey, you good?
I know.
What's going on? You want to talk about it? Like
Mhm.
every other day. Like she can call me at any time. I'm gonna answer the phone. If I'm at work, I'm gonna like
Right.
step away. I do that for anybody that got my number. Like if you need to talk, I'm here because I want to be that. I want to be something similar to peace in your life. And once we can start doing that for each other, regardless of the relationship status or
Thank you.
finances or background, we good.
And it ain't about sex. It's about us loving one another as brothers.
Man,
and
take the
sisters.
sex out of it because
Thank you.
sex is just the bonus.
That's
Mm.
well, just being.
Sex is just the bonus. If the sex happens, sex is just the bonus. But I want everybody around me to know you can call me at 4 o'clock in the morning. I gotta be at work at 4 o'clock in the morning, and we can talk for 4 hours. As long as at the end of the day you got some peace,
Yes.
we good.
All right, Raphael, I'm gonna let you jump in before I go ahead and say what I have to say.
Well, I just want to, God King, I want to salute to you, bro. Thank you for your service and everything you did for this country. As a black man, I can understand how frustrating that is, and then to come back home and to have to deal with some of the same things that I don't know if you got deployed or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, just knowing that
He a Marine. Trust me, they work for us. Yes,
Yeah,
he got the floor.
yeah.
He
So-
got the
you work for this country in which black people have a tendency to glorify white culture, and you saw how it's benefiting and how is detrimental, and you came up with this topic, which was one of the most intriguing topics I've ever heard of in my life, like in my lifetime.
Right.
So is this really a real thing? Do black women hate black men? Ultimately, I believe no. But it's an intriguing question because there are some, and there may be many, that actually do. And they won't come up on these podcasts and these platforms and say it. Deep down inside, they're despising us. And we as black men are responsible directly for the direction of our race
And carrying that burden.
and carrying it. So thank you. Salute to you for this topic. Much appreciated, brother.
Can I say
No
one more
problem.
thing before you start,
Go
His
ahead.
Lover?
Yes,
I'm gonna
yes,
tell you
ma'am.
one thing that woke me up. I went to an all-white magnet school. They bust us out in the suburbs. I'm from New York, so it was a lot of white kids, European kids, tried to hit on me. And guess what? The guy told me, he said, my mom would not, I love you. You are such a beautiful person, but I cannot bring you home. So I took it back to my grandmother from Andrews, South Carolina. And we was in New York, but she from Andrews, South Carolina. She said, baby, let me tell you one thing. If you can't share that hairbrush with him, let it go. Because, see, you're just a status
Mhm.
of something that they've been doing to our ancestors for generations and generations and generations. That's why you the color that you are. So that made me understand that, yes, I dated a white guy, but we didn't do nothing. But it was just like, you could not, when you told me you could not take me home, because I was in a predominantly white school, you know, but I had to go back to the hood. But it never swayed me to the point where I wanted to be with any other culture but my black men. I told a lady that we was in training, I said, when I was growing up, I didn't even want to be light skinned. I want to be black. I want to be dark skinned. I literally,
Like,
I literally did wanted to be dark skinned because I could never just be a bitch. I had to be a red bitch. I had to be a white bitch. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, why can't I just be a black bitch? Because I am black. DNA say I'm 97% Kenyan, 80% Nigeria. You know what I'm saying?
how them numbers work.
Chinese, Russian, Mesopotamian. So we all mixed because everybody traded with us. So at the end of the day, I mess with them, talk to them, but I never ever, in my heart, I don't went through domestic violence, mentally, physically, cheated on, all kind of stuff. But I'm gonna tell you this: it ain't nothing greater to me than my black gods, not kings, my gods. I never even, I may say, oh, he kind of cute, but baby, he ain't got that melanin in his skin like you do. So for me, I can't say I hate black men. I hate the position that we have been all put in. That's how I feel.
Okay.
I hate the position that we've been put in.
I love the way she summed that up. And my final thoughts on it is, I mean, first of all, I want to say I salute the black men that came on this platform and all black men. And like TB said, as he said to the black queens and goddesses, I'm going to say to the black kings and gods, we got your back. I know I have your back. I know I have three boys. I'm a boy mom. I love my
Right.
black men. I love my black brothers. Like say, I'm similar to her. I literally went to Catholic school first, and I've been raised in white schools, private schools, advanced schools my whole life. Never wanted to date a white guy. It was just not an interest in me. And I even went through like they used to call me the white girl, and they didn't even realize the effect it had on my life and how it pushed me literally into the streets to prove that I was black to my own family because
Mm,
I was the white girl, because I was the proper one, because I was, this. And those were coming
yeah.
from the black men in my family,
Thank
making
you.
fun of the
That
fact
part.
that I was afforded the opportunity to get education outside of the black community, which allowed me to open up certain things, and it allowed me to see certain things, but it also allowed me to be experience other cultures to the point where I would never want to be with them because of how they treat us. And the conversations I've heard when they don't realize they don't see you around and they hear you talk about us. And so what I'm going to wrap it up is, and after I wrap this up, I do know Raphael said he wanted to do a poem. TB, you're a poet. If you want to do a poem, you're more than welcome. Chef Rose, I know you're not an official poet, but you do write. Everybody's open to throw a poem out after I give my closing remarks because, hey, I'm a poet, so I'm always down for some poetry. But these are my final thoughts. I also think we have to kind of close the divide, and my whole thing is in every platform, even in my poetry, everywhere I speak, my whole goal is for us to rise, for us to find authenticity. And finding that authenticity is us taking accountability within ourselves and for our race. And I feel like a lot of times the biggest way is for us to have these kind of conversations. And I remember talking to Raphael about this. I don't know if we like need to set up therapy, or counsel or just group sessions, because truthfully, a lot of the things we are saying from both sides that I heard everybody, and I sat back and I did a lot more listening and talking, we're saying the same things from different sides. But how do we connect that? Because that's at the end of the day, we can talk all day, but how do we put it into action? And that's what I'm about. Let's put these things into actions. And that is my goddess thought for today. I am your girl, the hit and lover. We had Chef Rose Black come through, Raphael Devon. We had the God King. Even Sigma Joe stopped in for a minute. He had to leave, but he did stop in. So as I always say, love and light, this is the end of the show. But we finna have an impromptu open mic on goddess thoughts. So who wanna go first?
Hold on. Yeah, hey, hold on. Let me go get my other phone. 'Cause
She said,
I
hold on,
can't
I
do
gotta get my
everything.
iPhone.
I'm
I'm
ready.
listening. Go ahead.
Hey,
Go ahead.
who ready?
I'm
Go.
doing my.
Hey, whoever ready, jump on the mic. Whoever ready, jump on the mic. If Raphael, you're talking, we cannot hear you.
Sorry. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, we
My
can.
bad. My bad. So what this is actually going to encompass is dealing with black culture in the streets, but dealing with death and the prison life, stuff like that, a little bit. I'll just tap into it just a little bit, and because this is kind of what I grew up around. I said $4 million children in a $2 building, parents barely making a living. The feds run up in the crib and holler, get them. They're leaving, but they're taking their father with them. The younger ones don't understand why their mama weeping, trauma seeping in their head, slowly damaging, especially when the reporters show up and bring them cameras in. The moms seem calm to them while managing to tell a story that they can barely comprehend. The time was 10 in the morning, rain was pouring on their father's Timbs. He laid in the street, face on the damp concrete, wondering why the police always bothered him. See, this man's been in and out of the pen since he was 10, and you could say the system is following him. It's just another day, another brother slain, family huddled to his grave. They try to pray, but it's muffled through the rain. Or you hear on the news, it's another nigga slain. What a shame, another product of the game. Got caught up with some cane and had to fall out with a dame. They sending shots through his brain while she calling out his name. That was just another brotherless brother, another fatherless child. He was a well-known hustler, anonymous now, murdered in front of his baby mother on his side of the town. She on the ground like, please don't die on me now. This nigga grew up on the rough side of West, had a chip on his shoulder, so he puffed out his chest, fought through frustration and cussed out his stress. Never knew his limitations, determined to be the best. Got caught up with some determined to see his death. Medics try to see his breath, but ain't nothing left, cause ain't no sunshine. Yeah. To my fam locked down in the pen. Young man, god damn, the feds got him again. Caught in the ocean of adversity, drowning in sin. It's like the realer your problems, the browner your skin. I'm praying for you, son. Just listen to the sounds of the pen. I saw your son, he got your style. Same smile when he grinned. Your baby twin. I saw him like, damn, little man, here we go again. In the past year, you know I heard a lot about it, but the verse to let you know I ain't forgot about it. And I'm glad that them cops ain't blow no shots about a word.
Wow.
You know how it is out here when the world gets stressful. You keep it bottled up enough to bust a blood vessel. And people to see you down and want to see you successful. Instead of being helpful and help you, they stress you. Like the more the Lord bless you, the more the devil tests you. But without the hard times, the good wouldn't seem special. You could wrestle with your past and never make it to that level. You just end up dead letting this BS impress you. Come on.
There you go. Hey, love
I
it, love
enjoyed
it.
that. I
Hey,
enjoyed that.
TV, Mr. God King, you want to spit something?
Yeah, I was looking for this piece that I had called I Am,
I
but
know,
I
me
can't
too. I was
find
looking
it
for
right
stuff
now.
too. I'm
I was
looking
Okay,
for
looking
well,
stuff.
for
I'll just
I
spit
got
something while you
one
guys.
I got
Oh,
one
you got one?
memorized. I just
Okay,
I
we'll
just
go up
wanted
in
to
the
do
horn.
I Am because of the topic. So
I
let's
feel
see.
you.
This one is Beautiful Lies. So
Mm.
many beautiful lies hide behind beautiful eyes. Sometimes so mesmerizing you can't see in between the lines. So we start to fantasize. Tell now sense everything's just fine. Love and hate, happiness and love, they're also intertwined. I mean, square to the universe. Just give me a sign. But I digress. The parts of me that still love him starting to detest. How much time do I need? Sit back for a minute and let my heart reset. How much time do I need to heal? 6 months or a year at best. I saw your lies and I saw your truths, yet still my heart only longed for you. I don't have it right now. I'm gonna have to come. Y'all gonna have to come back to me.
All right, Rose, you got
Yes.
one or you want me to go?
You can hold on. You can go,
Yeah.
and I'll come in after you.
All right. So I do fight off since I couldn't get it pulled up in time. All right. Um it's like what do I do when I can't walk? And these thoughts
Mm.
begin to swirl and consume me like the hawk, and I'm tired of being bounced like Spalding. I'm out here stalling my growth because I keep scraping my knees because I'm out here crawling. Because understand, I was just trying to pacify my soul that was frozen. I'm talking about lost in the South, and I kept sliding down that pole. I'm talking about free falling into the depths of that black hole, but somehow I was being caught up in the midst. But yet I still pitch and threw away help because see, I'm still trying to stitch my heart that's in Louisville, and it was constantly being slugged. And I mean, I'm starting to hear the sounds of the violin strumming my story, but I just plugged my ears. Because, see, I was no longer listening to the beauty of His grace. So now it's like two steps forward, one back, I pace as I begin stepping on all these pebbles of my broken memories. I'm talking about the hurt I now sprint from because I was trying to evade seeing my enemies because trust. My pride won't let me show it. So I just decided to grind. And I mean, I began chiseling my iron as I wrapped myself in this notebook bind. And now I'm writing out all these harmonic notes of anguish that just won't seem to leave so I can brush off my shoulders and straighten my sleeves. Because trust, most days I'm bright. But I mean, we all find those moments where we get lost in the dark. And I realize I'm just dressing myself from this cheese that just marks me as one thing when I know I'm really many. I mean, because nowadays it has me questioning. I mean, do people see me really? I mean, do they see these scars that mark my body and now encase my brain? Because now I have become conflicted about how I'm going to make supreme love reign, knowing I would give my last to my brother, whether they was young or old, because I'm a prophet coming off the mountain like Moses headed west to unfold these seven sermons of death. Because trust, I'm just this master many talents, but I'm also a Libra that's out here fighting just in times, trying to stay balanced. And it's on these days I feel lost, wondering how I'm going to set this cage bird free as the pieces of me continue to come so raw as I speak this soliloquy. So nowadays I just hum to the tunes of Nina Simone as I begin playing with bees. And now I'm asking nature to turn my negativity into bars as a courtesy so I continue to balance out my synergy. So nowadays I just write out my emotions. And in turn, God has turned my pens into green as a token. Better yet, as this momentum that now charges my poetry. And now I'm filled with 33 degrees of divine flow as I create this flowetry. Because trust, I'm nothing more than a child of the ghetto that has been turned into the visionary. I already accepted my call of duty and enlisted in this military. And trust me, I'm this dashing knight that's out here seeking peace and serenity. Because no longer am I just a pretty poet. I understand I got the 5 rings to infinity. So I already tatted that rainbow across my heart to represent the ending of my storm. Because now I'm a poet that's tweeting about being grateful to God that I am a chosen one. Because see, I remember those days I used to drown away my convictions in these fifths of spirit that facilitated the separation of me into these Reese's pieces. So I connected those pieces through reflection. So I can guide through my speeches. Better yet, with my voice, that's why I know I willingly took that vow to become this prophet that was chosen to plow through my own field of weeds so I can spread out my harvest to those that are just lost in the barren, darkest, coldest winters. Because trust, they just not seeing their light. Because I know my words are read to melt away that frostbite so we can all move beyond hindsight. Because I know we are all kings and queens in our own right. I'm just here to incite all the royalty in us to get up, stand up, and fight. It's on you.
Okay, I ain't that good, but we gonna work on this. Okay. Okay, mine is called Trophy. Okay.
Trophy.
When you wanted me, you did whatever it took to get me. I was shiny, bright. You kissed me in front of the world. After we got home, you showed me off to everyone that came to the house. You were so proud of what you won. Then all of a sudden, you put me on a shelf and walked by me every day. I became dull. I became lifeless. My heart had so much dust on it couldn't breathe. But I stayed because I knew you worked so hard to get me. Then the day came when you had a new one that was more shiny and bright than me. But I still waited for you just to pick me up and hold me, kiss me once again like you used to. As I looked from the back of the shelf, I could feel my tears running down. As you bragged on the new one, like you bragged on me, like you used to. Then that one day came and I realized that I would not be shiny and bright to you anymore. So I took a look and I just breathed and I just let you go.
Mm. Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I see you got your phone. Or what you trying to throw another one out there? We gonna call it a night. I don't know what you
No, we
trying to do.
good,
I
we
don't know what you
good, we
trying to do.
good, we good,
Because
we
I'm
good.
good.
It was just
I do have to
yeah.
go.
When
I
I
do have
told
to
you I
go.
did that
But
thing about the trophy was my metaphors. Just about,
I,
to be honest,
and
about just being beautiful and put on a shelf.
yes,
So,
man. First
I
of
got
all, I want
mine.
to thank all you guys for coming
well,
on.
I'm sorry,
Second,
King wanted to say something. King wanted to say
okay.
something.
I got mine.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Stuck on us. You there?
Remember, he said it'd be freezing up.
Yeah, yeah. Well, while he's frees up, I'm gonna go ahead and make this comment. First of all, I love that. I love the trophy metaphor. I thought that poem was dope. I love the vulnerability of ain't no sunshine. So now we got TB back, and I'm gonna go ahead and let TB take us out.
You can go ahead and take us out. It keep freezing up on me. I don't know why it's doing that. It's being a
They
hater
don't
right
want you
now.
to speak. They don't want you to speak, man. We're gonna have to do another one.
I know.
So okay. So definitely, man. All these people on this panel, I'm gonna definitely get them back on. I think that this was an amazing topic. I think everybody brought so many different dope points to it, and I'm losing my light because I'm outside. So I am finna go ahead and, as I always say, love and light. I want to thank all my guests and everybody that's tuned in on Facebook, even sent the comments. I appreciate you. Love and light. You guys have a good night, man. Y'all tune in for the next one because we're gonna have another topic. I'm bringing these jokers back.
Peace.
Y'all have a good one.